Right, so, DragonSword's pretty fun, eh? How about we look at the characters in the world in that case? In general, this video will be split into two parts. There will be the character examination and ranking them on two separate tier lists, and the second part will be examining the world itself, because actually it has surprisingly much going on in there, and I would like to examine it and pose some theories. Let's get right into it. So, let's begin by stating our criteria, starting with the Dragon Sword Drip tier list. Simply put, in here, we rank just how well the character outfit works. Is it an accurate reflection of the character? Does it have anything interesting going on? Does it look good in the first place? And does it link up with any other characters, design-wise? As we all know, sex sells. So, in parallel to the drip tier list, we will also be ranking just how well these character designs would have been received by the degenerate gambling coomers had it stayed a gacha game. After character design rankings are done in the last part of the video, we will be looking through some heraldry, as well as the Orbis castle and some graveyards, because there are some interesting things going on in there. Let's begin ranking by looking at the main character group, starting with Johnny. Johnny here, much like all the other members of the main character group, has a relatively simple design, but from what I can tell, he has a lot of symbols of death going on, and I'm not just talking about skulls, I'm talking about the thing on his belt. And would you look at that, the only other place you encounter an X like that is a graveyard. His oddly worn belt is also littered with symbols of peace, so I'm choosing that as he's at peace with death. He's prepared to die for his group. Also, can I just say, he looks like Guts from Berserk if he were a stripper. In fact, everyone in the main group has some kind of Berserk parallel going on. As we go through the list, we will see and talk about it. In any case, Johnny is a pretty cool guy, so he goes in A. He's a good standard to begin with. He has some things going on, but I wouldn't say that it's perfect. Anyway, next up we have Castella. Now, Castella is cool enough, but she doesn't have all that many things going on design-wise. As I said before, everyone in the main crew has a relatively simple design. I'm guessing so that they're easier to draw for marketing. But her axe is pretty cool, and it has four fleur-de-lis-like symbols on it, as well as her bag. We will be getting back to such symbols later on. For now, Castella, who also is kinda reminiscent of Casca from Berserk. Come on. Dark-skinned warrior woman, who's viewed as a bit of an anomaly. Next up, we have Arya. Arya is the most responsible person in the group, and you can tell that by her character design. She is the most practically dressed of the group, but unfortunately you don't really get to see her bombs on her. Spoiler alert, everyone in the main group goes into A. And as for the Berserk parallel, she's basically a female Rickert. I will not expand further on that. Lastly we have Lute, the actual main character. Now, he has a few things going on with his design. I want to draw your attention to the clearly draconic symbol at the bottom of his robe, as well as his weaponry, which consists of a sword, a fairly typical sword, and a staff. Uh, since he was meant to become a cleric, he uses the staff for healing, of course. But also we have this draconic scar. And I'm calling it a draconic scar because when he transforms, the scar grows. But we also see very similar scars on the 6 heroes of the past that became infused with a draconic energy. I like his design well enough, but unfortunately he looks a bit too much like Thing 1 and Thing 2 from Genshin Impact, so that knocks his score down a bit. Other than that, he goes into B. And as far as the promised Berserk parallel goes, he is a blonde guy who becomes something that's not entirely human. Hmm? It's Griffith. He's kind of sort of inspired by Griffith. I think that's the biggest stretch of the main group. As far as the horny part of the tier list goes, I'm disqualifying all of the guys. I'm really in no position to rank them. I'm sorry. I'm also disqualifying any of the kids. For the same reasons. I really don't care for them. Oh, here we go. Now to begin actually ranking them. The main crew girls are dressed fairly basically, and I wouldn't say that their characters have too much appeal. Though you could argue that Castella has the tomboy appeal, but other than that, they're alright. I wouldn't call them terrible. All I'm saying is that they wouldn't bring too many Coomers. Let's start ranking other crews by looking at the first of the Red Fox crews. And let's start with Roxy. Roxy has a few things going on. She has a clear aiming reticle on her headband, as well as a repeating eye symbol in her hair. You can see it on one side, on another, at the back of her hair, as well as on her hip. That's a very interesting symbol, and you will be able to see it on the next character as well. I'm choosing to interpret it as her noble house's symbol, since she is a member of nobility, which you can also see indicated by the fact that her hair is relatively well kept, and she has a lot of jewelry going on, relatively speaking. As far as her weaponry, unfortunately they did not incorporate a quiver into her design, which is just sad. But her other weapon, being her boots, are, well, they're menacing enough, clearly metallic, and clearly dangerous. Drip-wise, Roxy goes into top of A probably, since it's cool enough. I like the furred thing around her shoulders, and again, it's a cool enough outfit, but not cool enough to show up in S. Although, considering the fact that her hair Also, clearly tells the story of her belonging to nobility. I think we can actually move her up to the bottom of S. This will be reflected later on. As far as the horny tier list goes, she goes into S, no questions asked. Come on, mate. A bratty sporty noble girl, with freckles, is worth quite a lot. Let's be fair. I rate her a horny blue archive post out of 10. She needs a correction. Now, as far as her mate Alex, he doesn't have quite as many things going on as her. He has this cool shield that bears an insignia very similar to what Roxy has. And he has an absolutely the deadest look in his eyes. Clearly he's tired of dealing with her bullshit. Overall, I would call him the icon of average. Into B he goes. As far as the other red fox in the game goes, the devs really looked at Yae Miko of Genshin Impact and asked, what if MILF? And MILF we got. We have the hair that looks kind of like fox ears, very appropriately. We have everything in her outfit screaming flames, as well as some fiery motifs on her boots. You might question the white belt and the white shoe, but they look absolutely fantastic in motion, so it's an absolute W of a design. As far as heraldry and symbols, she doesn't really have much going on. She has this shield on her belt, but that doesn't really connect to anything. But since it's a cool design anyway, her primary outfit goes into bottom of S tier for me. It's really cool, just doesn't have that much going on symbol wise. Her secondary outfit has a few more things going on. Uh, Clearly, it portrays her connection to her fox spirit a lot better. It also makes her fox ear like hair stand out a lot more. Plus, it clearly looks foreign to the very European inspired Orbis. So it also clearly shows that she is a foreigner. Other than that, it's a pretty clean Asian aesthetic outfit, and I appreciate it. It looks nice. Now, overall, it gets scored very close to her other outfit as far as drip goes, because it is cool, but it still is at the bottom of S, because cool is all it has going on. On the horny post inside of the tier list, she goes straight to S. Straight to the top, no questions asked. I wish I could shake hands with the Coomer who designed it. Come on. Especially her primary outfit. They wanted a MILF, and they got a MILF. And whoever designed it was a very powerful pervert. Since it's designed so that you can see her bra cup sticking out on her right breast. Next up on our list is the Dummy Mommy's accompanying Gremlin. And I think she's pretty cool. A special commendation gets her weapon. It's a fucking gun wand. Come on, mate. That's the coolest shit ever. Overall, you can clearly see that she's a mage, but also, just like most mages in this game, She's very much detached from this world. But also, you may notice a very interesting symbol on her cap. Now, that, as far as I'm aware, does not recur elsewhere, but it's so specific that I have a feeling that it will. Her primary outfit, and especially the wand and the mysterious eye on her cap, bring her to the top of A for me. I'm interested to find out what it all means. Now, I'm not going to be as generous to her alternate outfit. In this case, there really isn't all that much going on, and it doesn't really reflect her character accurately, I would say. Her being this pink nightmare, it is the first contender for the C tier, where it's not the end of the world, but I really don't care for it. Let's go with the king. He is clearly inspired by Arthas from Warcraft 3. Even his mentor looks like Uther from Warcraft 3, so that's an interesting parallel. He has a cool enough armor, but there honestly is nothing special going on in here. It's just armor. Now, his dress uniform has a few more things going on. We can clearly see crosses. We will be looking at a lot of crosses going on later on when we examine the kingdom itself. But most importantly, we have this shield here being the symbol of Orbis itself, as well as his holy fucking shit. How many things can you place onto a sword? Dress uniform is right. Overall, I feel like he goes into B. Both of his outfits are a bit over-designed, but also I don't hate them. He's got drip. Maybe the dress uniform will go into bottom of A. Again, just too many things. Next up is where we have the actual interesting character design start, with Reina. First of all, her outfit perfectly captures what she is. She's a leader of a Night Order, clearly inspired by a Valkyrie, and you can probably tell that she's all about aerial combat. What's more interesting is the thing going on her back. You see her dress. Her dress has these arrows. And I'll point you to them because they only recur in one other place. Other than that, it's fairly simple, though you can start noticing the stars on it. Stars are also another recurring thing that you might have noticed before, but they will be a lot more present on the characters belonging to the Orbis Kingdom army, and so on. Alternate outfit is a fairly simple swimsuit, though it does achieve its goal of showing off that she is elegant and refined. Plus, she gets a clearly direct upgrade to her sword, which, as you may notice, also features stars on it. Again, a recurrent motif. Overall, I'd rate her pretty highly. Her outfit is not too overcomplicated, but it still reflects her accurately, and whichever the outfit, it still accurately represents her, and it's cool enough. So, top of A. On the horny posting hat, her swimsuit goes in A. I really like what they've done with her hair, and the thigh band is quite nice. Her regular outfit, wherever that is, uh, goes into B, because it's cool, but I wouldn't necessarily describe it as overly sexy. Moving on to our knight in training, Eileen, I immediately have to commend her on her absolutely baller weapon, the flag bearing axe. Come on, that's just badass. Flag bearers are cool, and what's even cooler is to incorporate that into your weapon. You can immediately see a lot of parallels to the regular knight's armor. Speaking of regular knight's armor, you see that same cross as on the castle. We will also see that on the church. But without being further distracted, overall, Eileen has a really cool interpretation of the knight outfit. And if you notice, we also have a very clear fleur de lis, three of them in fact, on her axe. I mean the flag part. That will come into discussion later on. But for now, she makes it into the bottom of S. Just because her flag axe is just too damn cool. And her outfit is well enough made, it reflects her character accurately, and there's just not much more to add. Next up is Cerise, the Ice Mage. Very ethereal, very detached. I don't really see very much other than ice, ice, ice on her primary outfit. However, if you look at her cape things, you can see the very same diamond stars that are on the axes and of guards, and that are on many other characters. Overall, fashionable enough, but I would have liked to see more symbols pertaining to the kingdom. Her alternate outfit is much of the same. There are these diamond stars going on, and it's clear that she's an ice magician, but beyond that, the only factor that it has going for it is the cool factor. It's a lot more distinguished, I would say. Her swimsuit is certainly a swimsuit. I think it still appropriately reflects her detached, ethereal nature. It clearly reflects her element, but unfortunately, we don't get much in terms of interest in symbols. We have one star on her thigh band, but that's not much. Overall, she primarily goes into A with her outfits. I'm sending her primary outfit in the middle of A. It's cool enough and it reflects her well enough. I'm sending her swimsuit in the middle of A. Again, because there's just not much going on beyond the basics. But her dress outfit has just so much drip going on that she goes into S. We're specifically somewhere in the middle. Again, just somewhere in the middle. On the horny side, her primary dress lands her in A. Swimsuit goes to the bottom of S. But but her dress uniform, it goes to the top of S for now. Because I very much like her fur cuffs around her arms. I very much like a chain going on behind her. I very much like her exposed dress, as well as her thigh bands. I bet they will be very inspirational to artists all around the world. Next up, let's look at the pair of the Rebellion Army characters. Starting with Othello. His design is clearly a lot more restricted than the design of the king, and it's also clearly juxtaposed to it. While all the kingdom characters had a lot of blue, gold, and white, here we can see it's primarily red, black, and silver. He has this really cool pauldron going on. Other than that, there's really not much to say. A very cool spear, also featuring the head of a lion, or bear, or whatever. I like that they had restraint when designing him, and you can clearly infer that he's a brooding type of character from it. As a brooding bad boy. Isn't that dreamy? The other character from the rebellion army being Charlotte, the assassin, which you could have clearly guessed. Her design is again was done with a lot more restraint than over-designed characters of the kingdom. I appreciate that she also has an interesting pauldron thing going on with the wing, indicating that she does a bit of aerial combat. Uh, cool knives. And a very interesting symbol on her hood. That's not really repeated anywhere else as far as I'm aware. You can see it repeated around her waist, on that pauldron. Uh, and let's see, does Othello has it anywhere? No, not really. So I'm interested in where that will lead. Overall, the Rebellion duo earns pretty high marks, and I'm sending them to hang out with Johnny. Pretty cool, but not the best. I still really do like them, so A it is. And as far as Charlotte is concerned, she she will have to go into either a top of I mean bottom of A or a top of B. Uh cool design. I bet it will be inspirational to many artists. But I'm not quite sure. Continuing on with our tier list, we have Ornette, the Pope analog of this world. Uh, and I told you to pay attention to the arrows on the clothing, because that's the only other character on who you can see arrows prominently featured. As you can see under her breasts. I'm taking it to mean that arrows indicate leadership of a knightly order, since she, being the leader of the church, also leads these knights, who are clearly indicated as knights. So I'm taking that, again, leadership of a knightly order means arrows on clothing. Other than that, you can see that uh, it might just be the best outfit in the game, honestly speaking. And not over designed, uh, and overall quite nice. Alternate outfit, being the Phantom Thief, is also very nicely designed. Bonus points for exposed back, bonus points for beautifully styled hair, um, mm, bonus points all around. Overall, I rate her powder that makes you say wife out of 10. Overall, this whole thing lands her at the top of S. She definitively has the best drip. Like, no questions asked. She's not going to be beaten. And on the sex sells tier list, she still lands in S, though in a slightly different place. Again, bonus points for a nice boob window, bonus points for a tastefully exposed thighs, bonus points for exposed back, but overall, S. Next up, we have Theresia, one of the 8 Inquisitors. It's surprising that there's only 8, so I take it either there's not much Inquisitorial work to do, or there are some legal restrictions, since there's clearly no separation between church and state here. Especially high points get her weapons for being made to resemble incense burners in some way. Clearly a holy woman. Her alternate appearance is this very demonic and oddly Warhammer inspired, I think. I'm not sure what to say. Uh, it beats her regular outfit on the cool factor, and she has this really interesting halo going on. I wonder how that's explained. Overall, Theresia is alright. Uh, don't care for the regular outfit. It fulfills its purpose. Oh, she has some pretty cool weapons, so top of B. Not cool enough to save her from there. But her alternate outfit goes into bottom of A, I would say. Since it doesn't exactly do many interesting things, but I'd say it's an upgrade. Sex appeal. Unfortunately, it's C, and top of C. I really can't say much for her. Uh, Very strict, very bossy, very imposing. If you're into it, that's fine. But I don't believe that your average Coomer would be. Next up, we have the lovely captain of a fort, and overall, she's pretty cute. Her design clearly reflects her lively and cheerful outlook, and she is the quintessential small girl with a big weapon of this game. She absolutely gets bonus points for big hair, and yeah, a very cool weapon she's got. Her alternate outfit, the swimsuit, still clearly reflects who she is, still has a clear through line of kingdom symbols in the four-sided stars and crosses. But it also shows that a big ballista is not the only big thing that she has going on. Small girl, big weapon is a cool character archetype, so she goes in the middle of A. And her swimsuit doesn't quite reflect her as accurately as possible, but it's still appropriate for her, so bottom of A it is. Alrighty then. She closes off the sex cells tier list as well. Her swimsuit goes into I mean S, and her regular outfit goes into C, because it's cute, but it does not inspire. It will not inspire many coomers. Next up, we have Sion, the clear shota bait character of this game. And can I just ask, what the fuck is going on with his outfit? Come on, man. Uh, what is this? The completely detached sleeves, weird sort of on, sort of off robe, uh, regular ass shorts. But never mind that. What I like about him is his Kid Icarus inspiration. You can clearly see that in his hair. And I also think he has an absolutely badass relic on his back. Again, bonus points for weapons. It's a really cool shield, spear sort of thing. And there's not much more to say. It's cool. The boy may be absolutely dripless, but his clothes still accurately reflect who he is, and he has a really cool weapon. So while I wanted to put him in B, he fits A lot more. And today, on our What the fuck were they thinking section, we have Tarte, where I really have to ask, what the fuck were they thinking? I'm going to be real with you. There's not much interesting going on with the design. She has no drip. Um, uh, and therefore, for her, we have a very special section. It's called the L tier because it's an absolutely L design. Overall rating of guys, look, I found the Hound 13 next design. It's gonna be peak out of 10. Now it's high time that we start looking around the kingdom and seeing if we can tell anything about it just by looking at its symbols. Immediately, what do we see above the door? We see a cross. The same kind of cross that we see on all of the on most of the soldier pauldrons and armor. We also see fleur-de-lis to the sides. Don't worry, fleur-de-lis is a fairly wide category, so we will look at them in the encyclopedia. Yeah. So overall, that cross is the most common cross design, but it's not really related to any well-documented real-life crosses. The closest I got to this kind of cross is this here. Uh, and there are fairly few typical crosses in this game, but they do occur. It's primarily this one with flared sides, and not really any history behind it that I can tell. Fleur-de-lis, however, that you might have noticed in many places, especially on Eileen's banner, is a very much French symbol. But in this game, it only seemingly occurs on war gear. Take it as you might. Uh, well, coat of arms, yeah, sure, that's appropriate. What I'm saying is that the kingdom of Orbis, is very much French coded in its symbols overall. As far as those diamond-shaped stars go that recur everywhere, as you can see, they are also French coded. They are referred to as lozenge or fuseau, which also have French origin, as I said before. You can see more cases of this sort of cross recurring. Now, that cross is not the only cross that occurs, specifically in graveyards and in crypts. We have these more typical crosses on the graves, uh, and we also have a Celtic cross, which is very interesting. Also, the Celtic crosses, to me, appear to be the oldest ones. Now, getting back to that, I have a theory. In this script, right, one side with some old graves featuring weird crosses that only appear on graves of some age, we also have these guys who are clearly dragons, as you can see by the tail, and the feet, and the horns, and yet, these are ruins of the kingdom itself, I think. One of the older towns. What that tells me is that at some point, dragons were not the bad guys. They possibly were. Living to some degree alongside with humanity, but then some schism happened. Humanity's goddess killed the big bad dragon, and they split. And that's where I'm reading from this whole thing. Might not be accurate, but I think I figured it out. And that's kind of all I have for now. GG's, and possibly next time when they release more characters, eh?